Welcome to JJC in Lagos, brought to you by Clickcast Studio. And I am yours truly, Tommy Shift. And with me here, I have the lovely ESTA Esther.
Hi.
World famous.
Please don't do that to me.
And world renowned fashion guru, Solomon Babangida.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Is there like a short form of your name? Babangida?
Babangida
Sounds pretty long.
Yeah.
Babangida or Gida?
I mean, and what the stress?
Baban.
And what the stress?
Oh,
Did
yeah,
you
it's
just
alright.
say Baban?
Baban.
Oh my god.
Okay, or you can say babang.
Babang.
Yes.
Bang.
Banga.
Babang.
Banga.
Wow, so good.
Bangaloo, yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, JJC in Lagos is basically it's a new podcast series.
Yes.
It's basically for people who are thinking of moving to Lagos or have just recently moved to Lagos. Obviously, Lagos is not exactly your typical city.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be street smart, you have to learn to do certain things and all that. Yeah. So today's episode we're going to be talking about, we're focusing on transportation, and this particular one is about Danfo.
Mm.
Yeah, the Danfos. In case you don't know what Danfo is, Danfos are those
Yellow
14
buses.
seater, yeah.
Just a bit bigger than the Korope, you know.
Okay, those small ones.
Yeah, those smaller ones.
Those ones, man. Those ones are gangster. Like
Yeah.
driving side by side with them is always,
I'm telling you.
it's always gangster.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's terrible as the kickers.
Yeah. So the Danfos are those ones. Usually they are like, I think Volkswagen.
Yeah. Books.
Volkswagen. I don't know how you
Yes.
pronounce it. Volkswagen.
Is actually Volkswagen.
Like, ooh, wow.
Volkswagen.
This is the
okay.
phonetics.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody. Yeah, show us how it's done.
The
You know?
only Volkswagen. Volkswagen.
Yeah. But yeah, they stand the test of time. Obviously, that's why they're used in these parts. And
Yeah.
I think they call them Paragon as well.
yeah,
Paragon, yeah. Paragon,
about that.
Never really heard that, but that's
So how-
interesting.
Do you guys have stories like? Okay, first of all,
Mm-hmm.
I know those buses are not exactly comfortable.
Yeah, it's how they attach anything to them. Like
Yeah.
it's like everything and anything. There's wood, there's
Yes,
literally it's like
exactly.
they pick up scrap and
Yeah,
just
wood
put it
and
on
metal
there.
and all that.
As long as you can sit in it, that's your business.
Yeah, foam
Wow.
everything. They just
They're not even trying to sell you like
No.
comfortable. No.
Yeah, that's
No.
crazy. What's the best way to dress? To a
Perhaps
Danfo.
I'll say don't wear anything valuable because
Mhm.
there's going to be
but
like a nail that could potentially ruin your outfit.
Maybe a jean and a t-shirt or something.
Rugged, smart.
Just smart. Yeah,
Put
rugged and
together.
smart. Yeah,
Ladies,
exactly.
please avoid leggings because what would happen to you?
what
Yes,
could
because
happen?
I mean,
The nails.
the
could-
nails could get in the stuff, and then that would
Yeah.
just not be a nice look, and it would your legs gonna rip, and you know that stuff rips very easily.
Then you have
Wow.
then you have all your valuables together like in one place. So you
Like in
probably
one
have
side
like,
of your pocket,
like
or-
maybe for ladies you have a bag, you have everything together and stuck to your chest.
Wow.
Then for the guys you have maybe like a chest pack. I have something like that.
So it doesn't get off or anything like that.
No,
So
it
how's
doesn't.
the customer service like?
Oh,
Do you enjoy it when
is
you get?
this a customer service? That's
Yeah.
the question.
Service.
What's
It's a
the
service, so and you're a customer, so
Do they know that?
well,
You know,
in their
because it's
little
more
way,
like they're doing you a favor when you get on a bus.
yeah, they are doing
honestly.
you a favor. They're
How
getting
they
you
do?
to
I'm
where you
paying
need
for
to
it.
go
Excuse
to
you, please.
fastest, and they take one ways and stuff every now and then just to get you there faster. So,
And we're supposed to commend that. Please,
well, someone told me,
disclaimer: we do not agree with that.
fair enough.
yes.
We're law-abiding
I-
citizens
I-
on this spot. Yeah.
I think when it comes to this Danfo, they actually own Lagos.
Wow.
They're the owners of the road, because most times you get into their bus, they're abusing you, they're collecting your money.
So it's best you have change though, right?
Yes, better
That's
it's
a
best you have
very
change.
good tip. Always have change.
Yeah.
Because I've had situations in which
So how many times have you forgotten your change with them?
it's like
Countless number of times.
countless times. Because
Forget
I
a
think
change.
I'm
I can never
just
forget my change.
You
oh.
will.
no, you will because
Because-
especially when you give them the
because
1K. Mine
I'll be
was I
tracking
gave
the
a
guy.
And the thing is that you don't see it coming. So the first few times
No,
it
you don't
happened
see
to
it
me was
coming,
like, they're like, oh, I'm coming. I'm like, oh, the guy's coming. And then the lady comes to me like, no, sister, ask for your change or collect money. So you also become a conductor, right? So you have to collect money from another person
Yes.
and then make your own change if you're smart.
Talk
So that's
about
a smart thing to do. I learned that
customer
late,
service.
you know. I had to get my own change and make it. So the lady kept on saying, well, there's no, he's not going to give you. I said, no, he is. Like, he said I
But
should
you know,
come.
you
and
know,
stuff
I'm
like
here.
that.
I'm seated here, and for real. This is not me being, forward or trying to embarrass you or anything. But you don't look like you've ever taken a Danfo in your life.
Especially with the
So
accent,
here's
right?
the story, right?
Imagine her speaking phonetic to
Which
Danfo.
is why it
Give me
was...
change, we go share.
Which is why
I'm like,
it
"Hi,
was
guys."
a bad idea or it was a terrible idea the first time. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be forming, JJC,
Yeah.
JJC and
IDW, or,
everything. You get it.
I'm
Yeah.
sharp. I could do this. It's
Yeah,
not that
yeah.
hard.
Uh-huh.
Me sitting down thinking it's like getting on a red bus in the UK. Nobody told me.
Oh wow, red bus
So,
in the UK.
last-
Okay.
But nobody told me.
Yeah.
Especially when it was like saying the OWA part.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
It wasn't that bad. I said OWA.
A war.
Oh wow.
Okay, now you guys
so,
make me sound terrible.
so they might even think it's another bus stop. It's a bus stop or what? Or
Wow.
But the
something.
thing is, I asked the guy nicely. I said, I'm trying to get off at Bagada. And he was
Did
like,
you
don't
speak
worry.
pidgin? Did you say it in pidgin or you just said it plain English?
I remember asking, I said, I said, you they stop for Bagada.
They stop.
Did they
for
stop
that.
for that?
You see, now you guys are making
You
sense.
guys stop.
No, it's cool.
Yo, did they stop?
I'm just saying. I'm just.
The guy understood what I was saying because he
Okay.
said, I'm going to go to Bagada. Now, what he did not tell me was that at the Bagada bus stop, I had to literally jump out of the bus. And I'm just like, where? What? I'm not coming down here. They're like, sister. Hey, if you don't
Whoa.
come down, we'll carry you
We'll carry you
go.
go.
You know?
We'll carry you past your bus stop.
And they were like, oh, you have to. I was like, and I was wearing this like nice dress,
Oh.
And then I literally jumped off and rolled off, basically. Yeah, I did.
Look
I
at the
rolled
bright
off.
side. They got you to do some exercise,
She rolled off.
I
That's
rolled
no
up. That's not
exercise.
an exercise.
Like she rolled off. She
Gymnastics.
You see, this is how you know that you're a terrible person.
rolled off.
But, so then, and then now every time I go, so every time after that I went into one, I kept on saying, are you going to stop? You have to stop. Are you going to stop? You have to stop.
No, but sometimes you just need to stamp your foot. Like, whoa.
Yes,
But
sometimes.
you know what? The
Russian-
accent sometimes has...
Oh,
It gave me a little bit of perk once in a while because, sometimes the conductor will be like, I have a special seat for you. And that's usually the seat in the front.
Yeah,
that's not for everybody,
yeah.
So I always
Gotcha.
had like the special seat and they'll be like... I mean, maybe...
Are they toasted as have any like conductors?
Yeah, I had a bus driver toast me, made me sit down close to him through the whole trip. I didn't have to
sure
pay.
you press the
It
brake.
cost me
That's
my
it.
number.
Every now and then, I
Turn.
just so. I mean, there are
He even
there's
bought
body
me like
contact and
he
all that.
bought me a drink on the road.
Uh-uh.
He was like,
Serious?
I mean,
Oh, boy.
I was like, okay, I'm liking
See
this.
privileges.
Yeah, it was good. It was
Solomon.
really
Okay, I think I need to start faking my accent.
There's nothing you can do. No, it's not about your accent.
It won't work.
It's your
Abi.
gender. Sorry.
Okay, it's gender.
Yeah, it's your gender.
It's more.
You're not
gender.
a
No,
fine
I
babe.
It's more
can't say
gender.
anything.
You're not a fine babe with an accent.
That's-
You understand?
that's
There's a
true.
difference.
That's true.
Except
that's
if it's a
difference.
female conductor, you might, find your
Female
right.
conductor. Have you ever seen a
conductor.
female conductor? Never.
I haven't.
I have actually.
Wow.
It was interesting.
Oh, okay. There was one I saw actually. But I think she was the guy's wife or girlfriend. So she was just
sitting in front.
She was sitting in front.
In front, I think
and they're
I've seen
just
that
talking
too.
like
I've seen.
not like typical.
No, I've seen a
conductor that will
typical
stand
conductor
and-
hang on the bus conductor.
Are you serious?
Female,
Female?
That's
yeah.
gang style.
I have. It was coming from our job, and she was
Wow.
pretty.
Wow.
But I mean, it would take
Have
me a
you-
while to know she's female. That's how much she's
Oh.
become very gangster,
Tomboy.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's blended to the
blended in very well. Another thing I'd like to say is this: please do not sit down close to the conductor because when they raise their hand,
Hands,
I don't want to tell you
arms.
what your nose will.
the
Experience.
Inhale.
So, but now that
Heavenly
we're wearing
sense.
face masks, it will help. I think it'll be slightly better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's another thing I learned the hard way. Me thinking, oh my God, it's actually a lot better to sit down close to the door because,
Yeah,
if you
you
get
can
up
just
very,
get
you
up,
don't have
yeah.
to wait for anybody. Yeah, no one told me about the fact that that's where also the conductor sits down close to the door.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then he waves his hand
No, just do the one
to collect
like, you know,
money and
the
waves his
next
hand
row.
and flips it over your
Just sit
head.
in the
Oh my
row behind
God.
by the door. The first row. That's
The second one, yeah.
Okay, that's second one.
But that person also suffers a lot. You know why?
Because he keeps standing and all
coming
that.
down for everybody else.
Exactly.
That's another thing. get ready for that.
So most likely, I think the best position to sit is if you're not sitting in the front, then sit close to the window.
No.
Yeah.
The other side.
When you want to get off, it will be, and then your phone will drop
No.
as you're getting off, and then
No, but then if you're
Too
sitting
late
close to
before
the
you
window,
realize.
another tip is you know that you're not allowed to use your phone.
Exactly. You just put your otherwise someone
Yeah,
can
just
stretch
lock
his hand
down.
in and your phone.
guys,
is
I
gone.
once heard this, or I once read it on Instagram that when you're in traffic, if they're selling chips or popcorn,
Mhm.
then okay, we're going to be out of this traffic, say, in a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're selling gala and drink,
Mm-hmm.
that's like 1 hour, 2 hours.
That's forever, right?
But if they are selling toilet seats,
That's a joke.
Bring your mats.
yes,
Just-
you're a
just-
gunner.
yeah.
Oh my God.
6 hours and counting. You'll be fanning your
That's
safe.
that's some
But I mean,
Aja traffic. Right?
if we're going
Aja
to like,
traffic.
yeah, like, so basically now I'm really surprised to see that they sell small chops on the road. Literally, how
What
is that
don't
a
they sell?
thing?
They sell.
I think I've seen
They sell everything. They sell.
bathroom
They sell.
fittings,
At this point, I can
sell
see
bed.
jollof rice on the road.
dogs,
You know they sell those.
I mean,
dogs,
dogs, yeah,
puppies,
that's an old thing. But small chops,
paintings,
You-
beds, yeah,
that you
beds,
can-
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I've seen them sell that on
Lagos is gangster.
the road.
I know
mean,
it is.
Okay,
It
so
is.
have you ever been robbed in a Danfo before?
No, but the person sitting close to me was. So she's
Okay.
literally, I was sitting down, so she was at the window, I was close to her,
Okay.
and she was using her phone, and the next thing I just heard was boom. Like, when you just hear, and I just turned and she started screaming, and she looked
Oh,
at
from
me.
outside.
Yeah, and she
Damn.
looked at me, and then she looked, and then she just
She'll
started
be
screaming.
clueless. She can't do anything.
Oh my God,
She can't
my
do anything.
phone, my phone.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
it took me like, I was like, wait, that was so fast. But this guy was long gone.
Yeah.
He was, I could just see him run. He ran to the other side, and the driver was like, yeah, like, there's no way you're going to chase
Yeah.
him.
No, you can't
And
chase him.
That's
If you
impossible.
chase, because guess what? A part of him wants you to even chase him, so he can
Really?
even run. Yes, they'll take you to a dark corner. They'll take you to somewhere.
Ah.
You chase them
Have you had this
you chase
experience?
them into an ambush.
Wow.
Yes,
That's
you
gangster.
you literally walk into an ambush. So of course you don't want to do that.
So here's the trick that one of my, bus conductor boyfriends taught me.
yeah, nice.
Yes,
Okay.
he was like,
Someone
yeah,
having
that's one of the perks I
Mm.
get. Yeah, I remember him. He was
Is he good
wonderful.
looking? Is he good looking? Do you look
Good
nice?
looking.
Yeah, you look nice.
I shall not mention his name, so I shall just keep it. He was a
Okay.
hard-working young man
Wow.
with high hopes
an aspiration.
and big eyes when he came to me.
Oh.
He's in
Wow.
terms of
His height.
no level.
Yes.
But,
Wow.
yeah. But anyways, enough with me gushing about my BF.
Yeah.
my
It's
boo.
all right.
Anyways, so
Let's
back
stick
to
to
that.
the-
Yeah.
yeah.
So he was like, if you're in traffic, and then you have to be conscious of those people actually selling stuff, because they give signals to those guys to say, okay, well, this person has a phone in the car, and then this person's using their
Yeah.
phone, so they tell them, oh well, the plate number, or they tell them, oh, like,
Wow.
look out for this car. There's someone there using their phone.
How do they communicate? Like phones or what?
No,
What do you mean?
they are on
They're
the street.
outside, they're on the street.
There,
How-
they're walking.
Go.
Yeah,
Femi.
that's it.
Yeah. And they have like code. They have like their own kind of code. It could be like Corolla
I signal.
D or something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they have their own code. So it was like, so don't like what's the word? So don't think that because they're just selling stuff. They're just sitting
Yeah.
down there looking at you. Like, no, they are. You have to
Yeah.
be quiet.
I'm sure.
Intelligence gathering.
I'm sure our viewers will find that very, very interesting. I mean, because I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
know.
I
you
just
have to
learned
learn.
that now. Like I
Yeah.
didn't know.
I mean, this is why it's JJC in Lagos.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Like, we do that.
Absolutely.
That's what's up.
Absolutely.
Solomon,
Guys
have you
know
been
that,
robbed?
Yeah, I have. I mean, there was this time I think I was leaving church.
Wow,
and-
church. Okay.
Yeah, and I was.
You don't pay your tithe. I'm sure that is why.
Oh come on.
If you pay your tithe,
Oh come on.
you will not lose anything.
Oh come on.
Nah, I'm just
Okay, so I left church and I jumped on this bus.
Okay.
I didn't know I was actually jumping on a one chance. Well,
I have a tip, by the way, for one chance. Once you see that they're all
Okay.
guys, like driver, conductor, or driver, and like
sometimes
just,
it doesn't work
like
that.
3
Oh,
guys.
I have
Sometimes
actually
don't-
experienced this, but I won't tell the story yet. So you
Do
finish.
not enter a bus that has just like
Yeah,
guys.
Well, yes, that's a good one. But guess what? You see this bus I entered.
Yeah.
There were actually, I think, if I recall, there were like 2 ladies and
Two
the other,
ladies.
and the other, I got to a point. I think I was going to Yaba, and
Okay.
when they got to that Anthony side, you know that side you turn to, that's town planning, right?
Yeah.
They got somewhere around there, and they're like, Lomo, we're not going again. And I'm like,
Who said
these
Alomo,
people-
the bus
the
driver?
boss, the conductor?
Okay.
I was pissed.
The
So
shock was
I
like-
was pissed, so I just came down. Let me jump into another one,
Was-
and I just felt my pocket, and I realized my phones were gone. I think I had 2
Damn.
phones, and they were even in different pockets.
Wow.
So how they removed the phone, I
Smooth.
didn't even know. It felt like I was hypnotized. I was under a spell.
No,
or
I
something.
think those guys are actually
don't know.
smart. Like they know the art of
Yes.
distraction. I know that's what magic like is about a lot of
Mhm,
time. Like a lot of times, like they do
Yeah.
tricks. If I want to do a trick for you, I find a way to distract you so you don't notice what I'm actually doing. So a lot of them do that. Like I've been robbed once.
Yeah, I know they're.
while I was driving,
smart, super
and
smart.
one guy came from this side. And he was just making a
trying to-
what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? Next thing, one dude dipped his hands, into
Into
the
your-
car and then grabbed my 2 phones.
And
But I hit
Patted
his
it.
hand, so he left. He made it out with one,
oh,
and he took off. And it was like crazy traffic.
oh.
So there's no way
So
you're
there
gonna
was no
turn.
way. Like,
So they try to distract you
yeah,
with
yeah.
what, and telling you that kind of news like Lomo. You're like
Exactly, you're
what planet
pissed. You're
does this
pissed
happen?
now.
Like,
Yeah, like what? Like
So mine wasn't necessarily a Danfo, but I would say it's like, one of those cars. I don't know if you've come from Ajah, you know that there are a lot of like smaller cars that do the
Yeah,
trip
yeah,
back
that's
and
what
forth.
I
That's the-
said. That's the Korokwe now.
Korokwe.
Oh, is
They
that
call
what it's
them
called?
Korokwe.
Korokwe. Can you say it? Say
Korokwe.
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 I shall not disgrace
Korokwe.
myself like that.
Korokwe. You can't do this. I
Say
believe
say
in you.
it's
You got this.
Korokwe.
Esther,
Say
see,
Korokwe.
I have so much trust and belief in
Esther,
you. Your
Esther,
abilities
Esther,
to pronounce
This is-
Korokwe.
this is ambush.
Korokwe. It's like saying
Korope.
Hey,
Oh,
you
she
can
tried.
say
I
it.
tried.
You tried.
Okay, so
Okay.
I got into one of those ones, and I feel like about 10 minutes into the drive, they get to VGC. I was coming from Ajah. They get to VGC, and the next thing I hear is, the driver's like, there's something I want to talk about. I'm like, yeah,
Driver.
I want to talk about something.
Driver.
Like, dude, keep moving. I don't know what my business is with you.
Wow.
And then he goes, he asked the guy in the back, so I want you guys to judge this. I went to the back of the car to get something, and, I mistakenly opened the bag.
That's money.
And, I want this, he called him and he said, I want this Aboki to tell me what was in the bag. I'm just looking at them like, what is my business? What's this bag? Why are we not moving? Now he stops and then he goes, so the outside guy's like, Oga, I'm just coming back from Castina. I got this. So I just took one bag and blah, blah. I'm just like, and then the guy's like, okay, long story short, he's like, then he has to give all of us in the car a cut. And then we're going to go somewhere so he can give us a cut and then we'll let him go.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, so I just want to go home. And
Smart
I'm
move.
not. And then he goes, no, sister, don't you want to do this thing? If not, this guy's going to eat this money all by himself. I'm like,
Wow.
good luck. Fantastic. That is great.
So guess what? They know Nigerians.
Yeah, agreed.
Kind of
Greedy,
greedy.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that probably when I got there, they'll probably be like, you
Yeah.
have to bring some money to get some money,
yeah.
or
No,
let's
they'll
do
just rob you
this,
straight
or
up.
just rob
Or
me
just rob you.
entirely. No. But I was like, it did not click at first till when they said, let's go somewhere. At first I was like, when you guys finish this conversation, this guy will move. That's
Yeah.
all I want to know. I mean, when we're saying the stories, it actually seems like it's funny, but it's actually one of the most scariest experiences because
Yeah.
your mind starts to think
Peace.
about I started
Like-
thinking about if I get on the express, what am I going to do? At that moment, it just hits you like your life is in legit danger. And it seems like, such an easy thing when people say, there's one chance. It's actually really terrible. Some people
Very.
never recover from it.
Very.
Yeah.
Some people even lose their lives to it because it depends on where they drop them. I've had a situation where, they just literally rolled the guy out of the...
Yeah, they push
Push him out. And,
Damn.
and they can't hit him by that.
Damn.
Which was like...
Yeah, sometimes they just push you.
They just pushed
when
him
they,
out.
when
He
they
was
take your stuff,
naked,
then
so
they push
and then everybody started shouting. So it was one chance, people. I'm like, why do
Wow.
you have to kill the guy? You already robbed him down to the fact that he was literally just wearing boxers.
Wow.
That's how
That's
much they had
crazy,
robbed
man.
him. But anyways, how I got out was that I just kept on screaming. I said I did not want it. I did not want to be part of it. Blah blah blah. And eventually they're like, we're just gonna drop you somewhere. I'm like, thank you. you know what, you don't need to drop me. I'm gonna get down here if you want me to. It's fine. It's good. Like, no, you can't do that. I'm
Cool,
like, no,
cool.
I will get down here. I'm not even complaining. Like, what about your change? Keep the money.
Wow.
It's good. I'm great.
That's
Let
a
go
good
of
one.
the
But,
change.
you know, the guy was like, oh, no, I'm going to drop you somewhere else, blah, blah. But then they drop and just did a 360. So I'm sure they're going to just go pick somebody else. Because I did suspect the other two guys at the back, I was just
Yeah.
the only one who's probably lost. Because they were too calm.
They were too calm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, why would I be interested in sharing money that I don't know with somebody that I don't know where they got the money from?
Yeah.
And another thing is, how I never went to the booth with this guy. So how am I sure that there's money there?
Exactly.
So, you know, there were too many questions. But the fact that they were so calm
Wow.
was really scary.
Yeah.
But
That's crazy.
yeah, the one chance thing is
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
funny.
Gangster.
You know the interesting thing about those Danfo drivers is that a lot of them have houses in Ikorodu and those places.
Yeah.
Like they are like their personal house. You'll be amazed that they live a happier.
Life than
Life.
yeah.
No, those guys can't be happy.
Than a
No,
lot
no,
of-
no.
They
I'm
are.
serious. I know
They
can't be
are.
happy.
I'm
The way they
serious.
drive, nah, that's not. That's
no,
not.
but they
that's
no,
not
but
how
then no,
a-
no,
You
no.
know,
But
a happy
man
naturally,
drives.
naturally
it's part
in
of
Lagos,
it's part of their job description.
it's not even just
They're
part-
supposed to be mean.
No, that's not even just it.
So they
If
take
you're
on
in
the act.
Lagos, road
Just
rage
enough.
is a normal thing.
It's a normal thing. Yeah.
Being crazy is a normal thing. You have to have a very high level of discipline to not lose your mind.
When I was driving
in
here
Lagos.
today, when I
Yeah.
was driving here
Yeah.
today,
Absolutely.
I traffic, like, when you have like 4 lanes and it's actually a 2-lane, road.
Yeah.
And then at some point everyone has to, so I was in the middle lane, so I had to go into that other lane. And then there was this Danfo behind. And then I trafficated. I was trafficating. I was just thinking that, it would take some time for someone to allow me to enter. Because, I can't drag with, yeah.
Exactly.
And this guy just waited for me. I was like shocked. Like, what? A Danfo waited for me.
He was in a good mood.
I trafficated and he
was in a
waited.
good mood.
I was like, damn.
Yeah.
He was in a good mood.
It
Yeah, but
happens
another
sometimes.
thing that I would say people should be aware of is when you get into a bus with no conductor, where there's just a driver, that is
What's
also
up?
annoying. That's another situation because,
You
like,
tell someone.
yeah, and that's bad also because when it's time to collect your change, he's not going to leave the car to give you. So if you're not going to make your own change,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
get ready for him to just throw the money at you guys and be like, yeah, sort yourself out.
Sort yourself
And
out.
that
Wow.
is so annoying because imagine situations in which the door is not good, by the way, the door is never good. That's
Yeah.
another reason why you
Nothing-
should never...
Nothing works.
Those
Yeah,
doors
the door
are.
is never good.
Nothing
Raining
works.
season,
Oh.
do not sit down close to the window or the door. Don't think it's a good idea. It's a terrible idea. I'd rather you have the heat in the middle.
Then
have that.
So I've even entered a bus before. I mean, it was raining heavily and the whole roof and everything was. So we were actually outside.
Yeah, it was a good being outside.
We were good as being outside. We were just chilling
wow,
in the
that's-
rain.
Oh,
We were just
another
chilling
thing
in
that
the
my
rain,
lady
so-
should be aware of is like the perverted people that get into the bus and
Oh,
decide
perverts.
to rub your thighs.
Ooh,
Guys.
that's bad.
But I mean, you
No, 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 just like-
go. You can actually go both ways.
Why
know.
would they be going? No girl,
Yeah,
is
what-
gonna-
Yeah,
What
no
if-
girl is going
what
to
if
go
some-
into a bus
Because I've
to do
actually
that.
entered
And she
the
was
bus
using
before.
her
And, I
to
mean,
touch you.
off air. Let me say this off.
No, just describe the body part. Is it the chest area?
Oh
or-
yeah. I mean, I mean,
How was she doing that? I want to understand.
girls
That's
do that stuff
interesting.
now.
Wait, how would she touch your chest? Like that's so open.
No.
It's
She
a
used
tough-
her, maybe
Maybe
rub
that
up
was
your hand.
intentional.
Nice, come on.
Okay, so I thought it was not. I thought it was just a
It was
mistake.
intentional. Come
I
on.
thought it was a mistake, so I moved
She moved
and
closer.
she moved closer.
Ooh.
Then,
Okay.
then that
Push mommy.
was when I knew that
Okay, sexual harassment.
this is sexual and she needs to be charged.
Yes.
Mine was
To court.
I actually was trying to take a nap, and this guy I just noticed that something was on my thighs, but I felt it was my bag. So I moved my bag. Thankfully, I had a male friend close to me, so I just gave him my bag. I was like, "Oh, please, can you hold my bag because it's making me feel uncomfortable?" And he was like,
Wow.
"Oh, that's not a problem." And then I still felt like something in my leg. I'm like, "What's going on?" Now, because I'm bending down like on the seat, so obviously, the chest area is also down. Right? And the next thing I feel like somebody's going up. I'm just like, what's going on? So every time I moved, he would take off his hat and he's looking the other way. So you would never
So
really
you never
suspect it.
suspect.
But I'm
yeah.
like, I must be losing my mind.
Wow.
Because it's either somebody's touching me or there's a cockroach in this bus, and either way is bad. So
Wow.
what are we doing? So
Wow.
what I did was I decided to pretend that I was sleeping, and I legit just put my head down and I like opened my eyes and stuff like that. So then I just like I waited, and I saw his hand. So I literally just turned on my phone touch, and I was like, yeah, so what are you trying to do and all of that.
Wow.
He completely denied it. Now what pissed me off was that
Wow.
some people in the bus were like, oh, I was overreacting.
Wow.
And he was like, oh, somebody actually said I should find this a compliment that somebody wanted to touch me, which I find that very... I was just like...
What?
So, and then I told the bus person that the bus conductor that I needed to sit somewhere else. And he was like, I'm not, that's your business.
Yeah.
You know, he was like, that's not happening. So I had to ask my male friend. So he was like, I'm going to go the other way.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that guy's going to hate that. He hated that trip because my male friend kept on giving him the look like...
Yeah, touch now, touch
you know,
now.
yeah, I wanted to
make
touch, you know, that kind of situation. Like like if you don't know how to hit on a lady, go like that's a different thing entirely.
It's just
but don't do that.
Perv things.
And it's actually something that happens a lot in the bus to girls.
I agree.
Another thing that pissed me off also was I know people will say, I mean, like I'm a Christian, I love the Lord.
Preacher.
But I mean, when you come into a bus, right? I've had my prayers at home. And especially when it's like 6:30 or 5 a.m. in the morning, please. What is with all these people that come in and they just start praying and they start shouting?
And then
like,
they ask for offering.
even the ones that don't even ask for the offering is a whole different ballgame entirely.
Okay.
Where they that's a whole different thing when they pass the envelope around and they say you're not going to put anything. I'm like, no, you in my pocket.
They'll
No.
confront you like
Literally,
that.
yeah, I've had two people confront me.
Wow.
But the ones that don't even give you anything, I just feel like it's very invasive of my personal space for you to come into a bus and decide to scream. And also, like, not everybody in Nigeria is a Christian. Like, don't impose that on them.
You need to respect people's
choices and personal
space.
That's another thing that we don't respect in Nigeria. Not obviously the Danfo, there's no personal space. They don't even understand what it is.
You know, we're not very private people like that.
Yeah,
we like to
all up in your face.
I hope COVID changes that.
What?
You know,
it's not going to change
It didn't
anything.
change anything.
I'm sorry.
It didn't change anything.
It's nah.
COVID
But
didn't
yeah,
change
those
nothing.
people annoy me because I'm
Yeah.
just like, don't do that. Or the ones that are talking loud on the bus when they're on the phone. And then the ones that decide that, okay, because we're in traffic, we want to hear your own music. No, I don't want to hear your own music. Keep it to yourself.
Like,
they play their own music and they put it on a loudspeaker so everyone can hear the music.
oh wow, DJ.
So it's like,
DJ
excuse
bus
you,
mix.
keep your music to yourself. I don't want to hear it.
So is it that we don't have any good things to say about the Danfos? Not even one
So
single...
like we said, see,
It's affordable.
it's affordable.
That's the only thing we can say.
That's
Well,
what
I hear they hike the prices like every now and then.
Even if they hype the prices compared to the BRT or compared
or
to
taking a cab.
I mean, yes, no, sometimes they're slightly a little bit more expensive than the BRT, but that's because the BRT, I mean, they stop in places that BRT cannot stop.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
we can't even compare the both of them.
Yes,
but compared to taking a cab, you're not going to complain because worst case scenario, if your trip was meant to be like 300, it'll probably be 400. It's 100 naira difference.
Mm-hmm.
So they are quite affordable. They will get you from point A to B. Will they get you there
in speed?
In one piece?
in one piece? That's the question you need to ask.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
And
they
you know-
might not really get you to point B, but they might get you in point B surrounding.
Exactly.
Okay?
Wow.
They might get you there.
Exactly.
You know, and then it's also like, if you want to know Lagos, to be honest, I would recommend people taking a Danfo because then you know the places that your Ubers are gonna, and you know like real places that
corners
you know
and all
really
that,
corners and which
Lungu.
you need to have an idea of that every
But I
now and
think
then
it's
because Google
different.
Map will waste your time.
It's different when you take like public transport versus when you're driving yourself. Because most people can't remember.
Yeah, the
Bus
routes,
stops, the
and
routes,
most
yeah.
people don't even know some routes exist.
Yeah. Oh, well.
So
I was saying, I mean, some places you realize the only transportation that can get there
Yes,
are those
Danfo.
guys. The only transportation that can get there are those guys. They would go into, I mean, rough,
And they're
very
rugged,
bad
so,
parts.
rugged
You get
as-
so then
as it comes.
you know they own Lagos. So
yeah.
sometimes they take the BRT lane. Sometimes they take If you're driving in Lagos, you can't do that.
And
No.
one way and all that.
You can't do that. You can't.
You have last mile waiting for
exactly.
you with their
Exactly.
Also, you
spikes.
get to appreciate. I mean, to the ones that will put them under privilege, you get to appreciate like your life. I mean, I feel like the Danfo also helps you reflect. You're like, yeah.
Reflect on what exactly
You reflect. You just be like, oh
That's
wow,
it.
I'm blessed.
to
Because, like he said, you're gonna pay money to sometimes sit in a bus that rain is going to pour on you in that bus,
Yes.
wow.
and you cannot complain because it's your money. If you want to complain, get an Uber.
Wow.
Mhm.
So it kind of also lets you appreciate, the privileges that you might have or will have the the opportunity.
I agree when you put it like that.
I once saw a clip of an Oyinbo woman at the back of a bus. I was wondering what was going on.
Oh
there,
yes,
but
I did. I think that was trending of
I
recent.
was like, what?
That was trending. I
Where
think
did
that was
she
like
falls off?
2 weeks ago or thereabout.
What do you mean at the back of the bus? She was sitting at the back.
No, she was
like
she was
outside,
actually
hanging.
hanging.
Oh,
at the
maybe
back.
she just wanted to experience that.
Yeah.
You
Perhaps.
see,
So
that's
maybe-
the thing. Why people call
maybe y'all
that,
should-
some
Maybe y'all should come experience that.
Adventure.
Yeah, lots
Yeah.
of adventures here in Lagos. Just come down to Lagos and we'll hook you up.
I would not
with
advise
your-
that because that's illegal.
with your friendly Danfo bus driver.
Yeah.
It's illegal. It's legal.
It's just
You see all those
hang
all those
behind the
things.
bus.
Big deal for them. Oh. Big deal. Like they come and they experience that.
But they do it all the
They'll like
time.
take a bike.
Because we
Take.
care.
It's big deal. It's big deal for them when they do it here.
Yeah, like I had some friends visit one time. Like,
Oh,
oh,
yes.
we're going to the
Okay.
Kekena Peps and stuff. I'm like,
And
oh,
have the wind in your hair and all of that.
you could get robbed, But it's not that bad all the time,
It's not.
Yeah.
I
I
feel
think
like
you
the
just
robbery
need to
has
be-
actually reduced.
No, it hasn't.
You think so?
It has not.
I mean,
It just-
Oshodi used to be so terrible, but now not really.
I
Still
think
don't
it's
think
still
so.
there. It
I
is-
don't think so.
It's still
So,
there.
I don't
Maybe
think so.
your level has changed.
Yeah,
so
you don't do it
you are
as
now
often as
operating on another level.
you get.
You understand? Are you getting me now?
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
Uh-huh.
but no, it hasn't.
So the robbery is still as terrible
I
as it
still,
was.
yeah, I still
before.
hear. I still hear stories.
So yeah, I mean, for me, my top 3 would be: please be sharp, be
Sharp,
be vigilant,
vigilant,
and always have change.
and dress smart.
Undress, man.
Don't wear agbada.
No,
Why
you
can't
can't
you
be
wear
wearing
agbada?
agbada. You wearing
What's
agbada
wrong with
inside.
Agbada?
You are looking for
Danfo.
trouble.
That is.
Oh,
It just
Giddy.
takes one hook,
Yes,
Ah.
ma'am.
and the following sound will not be so pleasing. Just one hook. Yeah.
You and
And
your,
I mean,
you and your
travel
agbada
lights
on the floor.
because there's no when they say one seat, they really don't mean it's one seat. Because
Yeah.
it's more annoying when you know that 4 people are supposed to sit there and then they
Yeah.
have the 5th person because they want to make money.
Or
argue with
maybe
your gods.
someone is lapping and then
Oh my god, that's another annoying thing because that gets in your personal space.
Yeah.
That gets in your
Wow.
personal space. Or you have this auntie that comes in with like 4 kids and automatically
And
assumes
wants
that
to
it's
give
nothing.
you one to.
Yeah, it's nothing for you
Wants
to
to give you one.
lap one.
Yeah.
wow.
It's just they're not like,
Wow.
sister, help me hold.
Help me, Ode.
I'm just like
A child.
And I
Help
don't
me,
know.
Ode.
I
What
don't
makes
know
you
if
think
this.
that
I don't know if
just-
this happens to you, but a kid enters the bus and maybe pouring something on you or using her leg to dirty your
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
and,
that's another
and the
thing,
mother just throws her face away and
Yeah,
they're not
like-
sending you like.
And if you
And
complain,
if you
they would
complain,
say,
you'll be like, "I'm modeni now."
No,
Like she's a
what's
child.
what's
She's
wrong
just a
with
child.
you?
So there's this. I don't know. There's this. What's that mentality?
Well, they say that it takes a village to raise a child.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So you are the village in that
Okay.
instance, and you are raising that child.
oh, good luck to
Okay.
them.
Get
And please
Yeah.
do not trust that your conductor is going to remember what your bus stop is because they are like
Yeah.
50
So you
or
have to
20 people.
constantly.
So please constantly remind
Scream.
them that
Yeah,
your
when you
bus
don't know
stop is
where
this.
you're
going.
Yeah.
And
I hear
they don't understand calm talking. I learned that the hard way. You're like, I'm stopping at Oshodio. Say like you need to shout. So when you go to yes, you need to shout because they do not understand calmness. They only
Yeah.
listen to the words of violence.
violence.
So you need to shout and be like, I'm going here.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
I hear there's this app that you can check like bus routes and
Bus
stuff.
routes. Yeah.
like,
Yes.
In
yes.
Lagos?
prices.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's an
I once
app.
had it, but I think I.
And the web
Yes.
application like
So it
You
gives
can check
you. It
price.
gives
mobile
you.
and yeah,
It
prices.
gives you bus
it will
stop
tell
to
you-
bus stop with prices.
Like if you say I'm going to Yanokwaja from Lekki, it will give you go to
bus stop,
Mara
how
bus
much you're
stop.
going to spend?
You get a bus 200 to
100 naira.
Sandfield or
Like that.
That is so
Obalinde.
cool.
From Obalinde, you take another bus 500 to or Jota. I don't know the.
That is so cool. But another thing that this Danfos do, which is great for us, is that, if you're going to take Danfos or public transport in Lagos, you know that your budget should not be 2K. Should potentially take you back and
you
forth.
can get across Lagos.
Yeah, you even have change.
2K, yeah.
And if you Uber that,
that might be one way or halfway.
Wow. No, quarter way.
If
You're going from Magodo to
if all you do is Uber,
Songotedo.
just know you'll be spending nothing. You'll be spending between 40 to 50K monthly.
So you see,
And
they have
me
a
being
lot.
modest.
That's a very big pro because
So
they make our life easy.
What would
in a way.
They
you
do.
recommend, to fix the bad sides, for the Danfos? Would you say, the government should come buy like 10,000 buses, new buses, brand new, take those ones as scrap, put them on some payment scheme and train them,
What?
I think, funny enough, the thing is that the government has like standards of what these buses should look like. It's the same way where the government tells people you have to have your tail lights, this, your that, and in Nigeria, even they still see private cars that look like trash, right? So I mean, these rules are there. It's just how to enforce it. The problem is that the enforcers would rather take bribe than actually enforce it, because I'm sure there is.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
I found out there is a standard.
They can't just enforce it because, first of all, there's NURTW, the association, which come in handy for elections.
No, so that's not what I'm referring to. So even with the NURTW, there is still a standard as to what these buses are meant to look like, or what they're meant.
Yeah,
When you say this is what you're supposed to have.
Most of them don't look like what you are saying. So if you enforce it, then those guys cannot have
all
any
of them
business.
are off.
No, but if you enforce it, they would then, like, if you enforce it with the NURTW, they will then work well, because the
Where do they
NURTW
get the
don't
money
care about
from?
getting their money. No. They just care about getting their money. If you tell somebody that, excuse you, you have to have you have to have proper seats.
No, where would they get the money to do that?
What do you mean when they get money? They make a lot of money. It's just that because they don't.
But the money goes somewhere and we don't know where. So
No,
technically,
it's because
they
we don't
make-
consider it like a
unless you want to teach them how to manage their finances and say, oh, okay, you make X and this is how, like.
Trust me, some of them know how to manage their finances, but here's the thing.
No, if they do, then
If
their
I'm not
bosses won't look bad.
complaining, no, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop the fact that their bosses are full every time, because even when I've had someone sit down on, like, it's not really you're sitting on the iron. There's no there's no foam or wood.
There are some buses that work only at night. They don't have anything, no papers, nothing.
Yeah.
They just work at night.
That's a whole different thing
Like
entirely.
you just see, this guy just started work. He just resumed.
That's a whole different thing entirely. But if they probably partnered with the NURTW and said this is the standard,
the only way they can do it is to give them buses.
even if they gave them the buses, they would destroy it and not fix it back again.
Yeah, but it's easier to give them, to enforce the standard while giving them the buses. At least there's hope.
So,
But to enforce the standard and think and hope that they will somehow... do you know how much it would be to buy a
They'll somehow churn out that
in
money
good
to just
standing?
fix. I mean,
They're
they won't.
talking at least 2.5 million.
So here's the thing.
At
That's what
once.
I'm saying. Some of
In
these,
a country where...
most of these buses they will get it from hire purchase, and it's brand new when they get it. They're the ones who drive it to stupor, and it looks the way it does.
No, do you think those buses come fresh? Like,
Most of them, I've had a few of you. If you've talked to some of the drivers, they would tell you how
some
their
of them
buses,
come fresh, but at the same time, some of them come horrible.
It's just some of them come horrible, but most of them come
resales
fresh.
and stuff.
And they just feel like, what's the point of maintaining? What's the point of like fixing? All we need to do with the car is to move.
Yeah.
We just need to move. That's all that's important. Like, they won't fix their glass till it's raining season.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, we don't want to close it. And even then, they will end up using maybe
Even lights,
plastic. They put anything. Exactly, they put anything. I don't know if you've seen the video where the guy put a shower head as his that's what he's using to change his gear.
Wow. Solomon, do you have any recommendations to fix the problem?
If I said they should, I mean, the buses should be replaced and with new ones and blah blah blah, I think it will still be like doing the same thing that we did some years back. These buses have been changed before.
They have? When?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
No, they
it used
haven't.
to be actually, see, the real Danfo buses.
No, those ones.
Where
What were they called?
Those
very big ones.
Big ones.
No, those ones have a name now.
Moluwe.
Moluwe,
Yeah.
yes.
They still have
And
Moluwe.
No, they scrapped them all.
Moluwe was
They
scrapped,
still have
It's
some.
scrapped.
but some of them
They don't at
still
all?
ply the
Well, at least not.
streets. Some of them still, but not
Officially.
major exactly. So they still exist. Well, so what I'm saying is that, so he had the plan, but
They didn't let him implement
I guess he was, and this is something else I noticed. You see, a lot of those buses that ply the streets, there are people in power that own some
own
of those
them.
buses.
Yeah.
So we're screwed, basically. That's what you're trying to
Police
say.
people.
I say maybe like 40% of the buses that you
so-
probably see around
Yeah.
the VI area is probably owned by, most of them, you see the army sign at
Army
the front.
sign.
That's their side hustle.
Security own and I mean, there's just a lot of things you don't want to.
You can't say, and
So
the
we
thing
are
is, you can't
screwed.
also scrap them because that would be taking a lot of people like taking money
off
out
the
of them,
livelihood.
taking food off
No,
their
no,
mouth.
you-
So maybe we can go the route that you said, in which maybe reorientate them or probably find a training or something. But how many of them are going to show up to it? Because they don't see the problem.
Exactly.
Except if you tell them they're going to make more money out of it if they had better
Yeah,
service.
exactly. If maybe the offering gets better, then you find it. And trust me, it's not even people who are the people that will reorientate them.
And it's hard to do
won't
that
listen to
because
you.
they're not under one body,
Yeah.
They're like, what's the word? I mean, you can say NURTW, but they're not really. It's too large.
Yeah.
Like the BRT.
Ah, but those guys have a hold on them. Oh.
They
but
do.
it's
They collect
not-
money
They
every,
collect
every
money.
trip.
That's
yes.
just collecting money, but
Yeah,
they
so
can't.
that's for them to lay
They
themselves
call it
over
deliver
to
now.
drop
Just
money.
because they collect money because they don't want to be harassed, they want to leave. They don't want their passengers to be harassed.
So one of the things I said earlier was that those guys, they rule this city.
So that's what I'm saying, that they have power, they have some level of authority for them to. Why can't the boss guy go to police and go and say this man is harassing me?
Okay, so yeah.
That's authority. Authority is you can't do anything here.
But
This is my zone.
the authority is territorial.
And once
Exactly.
you
Out
pay,
there.
yeah, once
Yes.
you pay, then good. Except you want to be doing that, you're picking people on the way. Even that one, they still stop them, and I'm sure you see them.
Absolutely.
You just see one guy jump in front of the bus with a stick and he smashes the window, and this guy zooms off, and
Exactly.
those guys are gangsters, man.
Yeah, they are.
So I guess we're screwed.
We're not.
We're not.
No, there's still hope. There's hope.
Well, maybe Nigeria becomes very prosperous, and there's money on the
hopefully.
floor, literally, and people just say,
Hopefully.
"Oh, you know what? I want to buy. I want to drive a standard."
Let me just
London
explain
type
to you
bus.
guys. Please don't London type bus. That's what the BRT is. Please, you guys are
And
underestimating.
25k per annum, £25,000 per annum. That's how much they pay.
But I mean, basically, yeah, okay, that's a whole different thing entirely. But I heard that your average BRT driver is probably earning 100 and something thousand.
Per
So that's
month?
probably
That's not bad.
That's
at
not
all,
bad. So they're
to,
doing good.
To think that there are people still in Nigeria that earn 35, 40k, and they're graduates.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
man,
So that's not bad.
So
So
maybe
I mean,
more
Maybe
graduates to
20K.
go into Danfo driving.
more like BRT driving, not
I'm
Danfo
not.
driving.
I'm not there.
Wow.
It's better than doing nothing or doing
Well,
something
yeah.
illegal. To be honest,
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's okay. All right, guys. I'd say this was a lot of fun. I had fun with the wonderful Esther, the magnificent Babangida.
Thank you.
It was nice. We should do this
Thank
again.
you. Yeah, we should.
And maybe next time we'll talk about something interesting as well. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Looking forward to that.
Me
So
too.
thank you guys so much for hanging with us and listening to this podcast, and obviously watching on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Click that link below and subscribe, and let us know what you think in the comment section. And of course, follow us on all our platforms. Follow us individually as well. I'm Tommy Shift. She's Esther. What's your handle?
Oh, it's just Esther C. John.
Oh,
It's not
shit.
hard.
You
It's
understand?
very
Packaging.
simple.
Mr.
They're more in sync.
Oh, okay. See two names now. Wow. God, it's okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and catch you later on another episode.
Yeah.
Ta-ta.